Guys, welcome to the video. My name is Mia Ashley and today I'll be doing a little Notion tutorial or showing you how to set up your own Notion. I'm going to be completely making my new one for the rest of this year and I'll show you guys how I do this and what my processes are. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So step one to any Notion page is having a title. So I'm just going to name mine something really simple. So Mia Ashley's Notion. I can change this later if I want. It doesn't have to be set in stone for the rest of my life, but that's what I'm gonna have it as for now. But first of all, I like to make a list of all the things that I want to include in my Notion. So I think the main categories for me are my journals, my school stuff, I guess just maybe my goals. So that is my list of the main things that I want to include. And then now underneath it, and of course, yours doesn't have to be like this. If you want to have, you can have literally anything, but those are the main things that I like to normally put in my Notion. So now that I have my journals, I'll put a little subcategory, where I'll do my to-do list, daily to-do list, daily journaling. Daily journaling, there we go. Something I like to have as well is a calendar for my Notion, just because calendar in my homepage and then in my school one, because it just helps me really visualize where everything is and when everything is and whatever a normal calendar does. Guys, so I'm just taking a little bit of time to go through and figure out what exactly I want to do for my Notion. So I've got here some categories. So I still have the journal, I've added YouTube as a category because that's something that I want to focus on that's not doesn't really fit into anything else. I have school and I have my goals. So I'll go through quickly. So I've got my homepage as a category so I can kind of figure out what exactly I want. I think widgets should be kind of its own thing up here because I want to have widgets in all of them. Actually, I'll put it back there. And then I'll have my own widgets for each of these. I honestly might just start now. So I want to have a calendar. So I'll go calendar view. And then I'll go new empty database and I'll just call it 2025. Yay, calendar is done. Honestly, my biggest advice for making a Notion is do not worry about how it looks from the start. You can always make it look pretty afterwards. So I know I've got a little bit of pink there, but have a little to do. And honestly, I'm going to go through and add all of my photos and whatnot at the very, very end. Okay, so that has got all of the big things in the way for my homepage. So I'm going to mark it with, no, I'll keep it undone. So for a new page, you just go /page. Easy. And then I'll call this one journals. I will make it the same font, full width and okay, so I have my journal page here. I've got my little pinky bit. I think I might go have a look back and I'm just going to copy and paste all of this stuff here into my journal page. Okie pokey. So, first of all, something that I do like to do in all of my journal ones is go calendar and then Ashley's calendar, and that then links over to the one that's on my first page. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So that means that anything I'll put in here, so I'll put in, I don't know, what do I have on? Actually, I have a dentist appointment on Monday. I'll put that in. Dentist appointment tomorrow, so dentist appointment. If we then go over to this one, looky here, there's the dentist appointment put in. Awesome sauce. I really like the gallery views because you can do something really cool with them. I'm going to call this one journals. Basically, what you can do is you can let me find some random image. Sure, you know what? I'll put the Notion logo on. Easy peasy. So if you copy, I have the Notion logo here. If you go back out here, you can see it on the big page and you can do some pretty cute things with this, which is why I like having the galleries like this. A button. I just do new entry. When button is clicked, do insert blocks. I do a little toggle thing. I call it date. And then I ask myself, I have the prompt of what I'm going to say there. So in the morning, I normally, what is my goal for today? So what is one goal I want to set for myself today? What is one thing I am looking forward to today? I like that one because it's not necessarily like, oh, what am I grateful for? But it is a way that I like to kind of practice my gratitude. The last thing is, how am I feeling this morning? Just duplicate that one so it's a bit easier. New evening entry, and then I have the same date. Oh, I normally like to do date and time actually, just so I can see what I've done and when I've done it. So date and time. And then I kind of answer those questions. So, did I complete my goal? How am I feeling this evening? I like to say. And then, what is one thing I am grateful for today? So, that can be a person, that can be a place, it can be literally whatever. Oops, today. Now I have my morning routine or my morning journaling that I've got done, and my evening entries that I have done. So that is basically it for this one. I'm gonna leave all, as I said before, all the decorating to the end. I just like to get the bones of it down, and then I can build up everything else after that. Daily journaling, done. Weekly journaling timetable, wonderful. Something I can actually do. I think I've shown you guys my timetable before, and I've shown you guys that I have some on Google Sheets and then some on Notion, and I just want to make all of them in one set clear place. So I'm going to do, as I said before, I'll show you guys my process yet again. I'll show you guys somewhere on the screen where to skip to if you've seen my many videos on how to organize a little timetable. But basically, I like to fill in all of the time that I'm going to be at school. And of course, this varies from most days. Normally, I'm there for about those time periods. Okay, now I have all the hours that I'm actually at school, and color coordinated in the way that I like them. Okay, so I have that. I'm now gonna put in, I'm just gonna write morning routine because I think at this point I kind of know how my mornings go. And some days I do go to the gym. I actually, maybe I will put gym. Okay, Thursdays are my rest days. So I will put, I'm just gonna put prep, honestly. Okay, I like to take a little time just to unpack and repack. I'm just, honestly, I'm gonna label that as prep. I feel like that counts enough for prep. Prep and then study, 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 study. That is what I'm really trying to enforce myself. I think purple is the good study color. I don't know why. And then relax is so important for me. I have to make sure that I relax. That can be pink. I don't want to waste pink on some random stuff. Okay, cool. So scratch the idea of having to, I have, this is my week. The only real difference between my weeks is I have extension on Wednesday, which takes me later into class. So it's either this section of it or this section of it. What is next? Habit tracker. Habit tracking time. I am honestly so bad with well, I can do the habits. I'm just horrible at tracking them. So something that a habit that I want to start is tracking my habits. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of research on how to make a good habit tracker because I have a method that I do that I'm honestly not a huge fan of. It works, but it obviously doesn't work well enough for me to want to go back there. So I'm going to do a little bit of research, find one that works for me and a method that works for me, and I will come back. I will link whatever I use in the comments, whatever I've used to find this in the comments, or not comments, sorry, in the description. And yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, so I just followed a wonderful tutorial by Creative Cove. I'll put it in the description. She had a little bit more that she had in her tutorial, but I do not have the Notion plan for that. But it's okay. So basically, what I have set up here is just a little thing on what I want to do today with all of my habits, and then because it's not a set or not a clear number, it kind of has a weird decimal. But if I do all of these, wait for it, it is 100%, or it should be 50%, but it's 100 full, and it has a little tracker bar that you can see there. Journaling, timetable, and habit tracker, so we can mark that off. Okay, so habit tracker, finance tracker is the next one. So, okay, so for this one as well, I like to use a button, as I said before. So I just call it new entry. Again, we'll make everything pretty in a little bit. Insert blocks. I again like to have this date so I know when I've done it. So basically, how I track my money is I track item purchased. Well, this is primarily or this is for outcome. So item purchase, price of item, and then balance remaining. And then another button, new entry income. And then I'll put in basically the same thing. So date, well, I guess amount of income. Can't really say why I got it. And then balance remaining. Pink there. Again, I will definitely be decorating it afterwards, I promise. So finance tracker is, oh my goodness, done. I will have a gratitude diary, I think I'll call it. So something I did for a little while is I found a template with however many questions. I had my big list of questions on the side, and then I had one for each day. Where is it? 50 questions that will help you feel grateful and good. Easy peasy. I will also link this down below. Okay, so I've got my list. It's a big, big list that I've got with a bunch of little questions that kind of make me think about my day and my life and whatnot. So for my entries, I don't normally keep it like that. I normally, like almost everything else, I have it as a button. So fill it in. I just call it entries. Then I'll go new block. Again, date. It's a lot of the same thing, but date. Okay, so those are my big gratitude diary ones that I like to have. And this one is one that I've only added recently, is a situation diary. And basically, when things happen or when something doesn't go according to plan, or unfortunately, if there are things that happen that are less than fortunate, like friends falling out or argument or something like that, I like to put it in here so I know all the detail when it's fresh in my memory, so I have all the details at literally the click of a button. So new entry. Okay, so I have who, what, when, where, why, and then I like to ask, is it resolved? Because it was just a little thing that happened, one quick little thing, a quick argument or a comment that was resolved by apologizing or conversation, whatever. I just like having this here so I can look back if for some reason it does get a little bit bigger than what it should. But for now, for the bones of this, that is my journals done. Wonderful. Look at us. We are flying through this. Okie dokie. So next page that I like to do is my YouTube page. So video planner, short form content planner, so Reels and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, and then a calendar. So how I have my other one that works pretty well for me, I do a page for video ideas, and then page for Reel slash Shorts pages. Honestly, apart from decorating, that's it. Next one is school. So okie pokey. So calendar is a big one for me. I definitely use a calendar for basically everything. In my last planner, I had an assignment planner as one, an assignment tracker as another one, and then I never had a homework tracker, but I might do. So the calendar can go underneath it, or it can go in each of them. So new page, what is that one? Assignment planner. Oh my gosh, this is repetitive, guys. Honestly, I feel like this is it. I will put in all of my assessments. I think actually, you know what? I'll put one in now. I have one on math extension test. I will keep the date there, and then I might turn the tags into description, and then I'll have an option between actually, oh yeah, I'll go due date or progress, I guess. So I'll have that on this one as well. Okay, cool. And then so that's those two birds, one stone. I have calendars in all of them. Homework tracker. I'll do a calendar view for this one as well. Honestly, I'm sorry guys, I know that this is extremely repetitive, but I think it is very useful, so I'll call this one homework tracker as well. I think that is very useful to have, even though it is take a little while to set up. Because then now I can put all of my homework in one clear set place. Okay, study page. Study. I know that, again, this is extremely, extremely repetitive, but I am going to go gallery view and then put in every single one of my classes. So study page. Okay, cool. And then I honestly might just copy paste this for all of them. Okay, so I'm back. I've filled out all of these. As you can see, the only classes that I don't have are my math classes because I have like physical summary books for those because I have to do a lot of working out and it doesn't really go well on a laptop. But I have these here. Again, I'll pretty this up in a little bit. Okay, school is donezo. Easy. Oops. Okie pokey. Then my goals one. Let's make a page. Goals, and then this. Here we go. I know this is the 50th time you guys have heard me say this, but I'm gonna go goals. Another gallery view. Weekly goals. Get rid of those. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people think that Notion is so much more complicated than what it actually is, and it's really, really not. There's a lot of doing the same thing over and over again, but I do this once a year, twice a year if I get bored of it, which I don't really normally, but new entry. Again, this is the same thing. This video is gonna be so boring. I'm gonna have like no retention. I like to go through and ask myself a lot of questions about how my week is, so I will go and copy those through and I will show you guys at the end of it. Okay, so I jumped ahead a little bit. I have my weekly, so I have a reflection thing, which is kind of where I look back on the week and I answer a bunch of questions about it, like how am I going with my goals, how are my mornings, did I accomplish my goals, stuff like that. And then I have the actual section where I set my goals. So I've got an academic goal, physical goal, and a personal goal that I have to set for each week. For my months, basically the same thing, just asking questions and answering them. Same with the goals. I think it's the same thing for the goals. Yeah, learning, mental, and physical. So okay, so what am I challenging with? How am I going to motivate myself? So how am I going to reward and punish myself? And then did I actually do last month's one? Because there's no point in doing it if I don't reflect on it and reflect on how I'm feeling. So I think that's about it. So now, my favorite bit, I get to decorate. So honestly, there is no point in having a Notion if you don't make it a space that you actually want to go to, because then what is even the point of having your Notion? So there are different things you can do. I like to have it very colorful and lots of pictures. So I'm going to try there are lots of little widgets that I'm going to try and use. I don't really think I've ever used widgets um, on my Notion, so this is going to be new. I will again link below the websites that I'm using for these and then what ones specifically that I'm using. So let me go into that now and I will show you guys which ones I'm going to add. Now, I apologize for my voice, I've gotten a little bit sicker today, but this is my full Notion, so I decided on this one with the banner, but let me know what you guys think. But this is the full Notion after decorating. I'll show you guys each of mine. This is my to-do list for today. So my journals. This is what this one looks like. I added a calendar that syncs to my one. I can't remember if I had that there already, but as it looks like I have this pretty pink clock. Here's my school one. I did a blue theme for this one. I did a different theme for each of them. And this is the same calendar, but I've got a filter on so that you can only see the school ones. So I've got how my music assignments due soon. I like to have when the term starts and then what week so I can just understand really clearly what's going on and when. And then all of my little trackers I've started putting in, I'll show you guys quickly. I've started with my syllabus skeletons. I want to add in the information for it, but I have the outline for it now. The YouTube one is all set up. I won't show too much of this one, but have that there. And then finally, my goals that I did a green theme for. So this is my Notion. If you guys would like this as a template, I could potentially make that but yeah, I don't know. This is kind of how to structure how at least I make my notions that it's customizable for me to have it however I like it. Of course, you don't have to do this. You don't have to have exactly this. This is actually my first time using widgets and gifs, and I think that makes it look a little bit more put together. Yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this helped. Again, if you would like this as a template, comment Notion below, and or just comment something about it below, and I will try to make it into a template for you. Um, Again, and as well, if you would like any help finding Notion tutorials, there's so many more online, but this is just how I kind of make mine. I will link below all of the images, icons, and the tutorial that I use for the habit tracker in the description below if you would like it. But yeah, so this is my little Notion guide or setting up my new Notion for this year. At the moment, this is what I have. I hope you guys liked it and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment if you have any questions or if you would like this as a template. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!